Hey everyone, and welcome! We're about to go on a guided quest to demystify data science, one of the most powerful and in-demand fields on the entire planet. So yeah, let's dive right in.
All right, but before we get into the weeds, I've got to ask you a question. What do you think is the single most valuable resource in the world today? Is it oil? Gold, maybe? Just take a second and think about it.
If data was your answer, then you nailed it. Absolutely. In the world we live in right now, raw information has become the new oil. It's the critical asset powering literally everything, from the apps on your phone to massive global business decisions.
Okay, so to help us navigate this whole new world, here's the game plan, our roadmap for this quest. We're going to cover what data science actually is, explore all the different corners of its universe, see why it's basically the future, map out how you could get a career in it, and finally, check out the essential toolkit every data scientist needs. All right, Section 1. Our quest kicks off with the first big question. You could call this our call to adventure, where we pin down exactly what we're talking about when we say data science.
So, at its heart, what is data science? Think of it as the art of taking a giant, messy pile of raw data and turning it into something clean, understandable, and super valuable. It's not just one thing, right? It's this awesome mix of math, statistics, computer science, and, this is key, a real understanding of business. You put all that together to find hidden patterns and, get this, predict what's going to happen next.
And that whole process, it follows a pretty clear path. First, you've got to gather the raw materials. That's the data collection. Then comes the really tough part, and honestly, sometimes the most time-consuming part, cleaning it all up. You got to get it ready. After that, the fun begins. You analyze it to find the treasure inside, you visualize your findings to tell a compelling story, and then the grand finale. You use those insights to make way smarter decisions. Okay, so now we've got a handle on what data science is. Let's zoom out and explore its huge universe. It's time to map out some of the most important territories in this world.
And man, what a universe it is! You can think of artificial intelligence, or AI, as the huge, overarching galaxy, the big goal of building systems that can think like us. Within that galaxy, you've got a major star system called machine learning, or ML. This is all about algorithms that actually learn from data, like your spam filter. Then, a really cool planet in that system is deep learning, which uses complex things called neural networks. That's the magic behind your phone recognizing your face. And of course, none of this works without data engineering, the folks who build the cosmic highways for all this data. You've got data visualization to tell stories with charts, big data to manage massive volumes of info, and business analytics to use it all to make smart moves.
Okay, so that's a lot of cool tech, but why does any of this matter? What's in it for you? Well, this next section is where we reveal the rewards. We're going to see why the future is, without a single doubt, completely data-driven.
Just get a load of this number. We're talking about an expected growth of over 30% in data-related jobs by 2030. That's huge. That is just staggering demand. It tells you that companies in literally every industry, from healthcare to entertainment to finance, are scrambling to find people who can speak the language of data.
And all that demand, it translates into some really amazing career opportunities. We're talking about roles like data scientist, machine learning engineer, data analyst, data engineer. You've got business intelligence analyst, AI researcher, and that's just scratching the surface of the most common titles out there.
All right, now let's get to the part I'm sure a lot of you are curious about, the money. What are the rewards? It turns out these roles aren't just in high demand, they're also compensated really well. And it makes sense, right? The skills to turn raw data into actual business value are incredibly prized in today's economy.
And this chart here really drives home the potential for growth. You might start your quest as a data analyst, which is a fantastic entry point into the field, but as you gain experience, as you specialize, your career path and your salary can climb dramatically. You can see roles like AI engineer reaching some pretty impressive heights. It's a super clear and rewarding path upward.
Okay, this all sounds pretty awesome, I get it. But the big question is, how do you actually get there? How do you start? Let's break down a practical guide. This is where your own hero's journey can officially begin.
And look, the most important thing to remember here is that this is an achievable goal. It's for anyone with a curious mind and the drive to learn. Your journey can literally start right now, and it follows 5 really clear steps.
So here's the roadmap. First, you want to build a solid foundation. Think degrees or strong knowledge in fields like computer science, stats, or math. Second, you got to learn the key skills. We'll talk about those tools in just a minute. Number 3, and this is probably the most important step, get your hands dirty. Work on actual projects. 4, build a portfolio to show off your work. Think GitHub or Kaggle. And finally, step 5, get real-world experience through internships and maybe grab some certifications to prove your skills. See? It's a clear step-by-step process.
All right, so you've got the path, you've got the map, but what about the gear? Every hero on a quest needs their tools, and a data scientist is no exception. Let's pop the hood and look at the essential toolkit you'll need for the journey ahead.
Okay, your toolkit really starts with the languages. And right now, Python is the undisputed king of the hill. R is another huge player, especially popular in academic circles. And you absolutely have to know SQL. It's the universal language for talking to databases and pulling out the data you need. Mastering these 3 is non-negotiable.
And the toolkit just gets bigger from there. You've got amazing Python libraries like pandas for slicing and dicing data, and scikit-learn for machine learning. For visualization, you've got powerhouses like Tableau and Power BI. When you're dealing with truly massive data sets, you'll be using tools like Spark. And to keep all your code organized, you'll rely on Git and GitHub. This is the modern data scientist's arsenal.
So, to wrap all of this up, I really want to leave you with this thought. This whole field, it's not just about landing a cool, high-paying job. It's about being at the absolute center of innovation. It's about shaping the very future of how we make decisions, how we solve problems, and how we understand our world.
So, I'm going to end by flipping the question back to you. With all this power of data at your fingertips, what problems are you going to solve? What mysteries will you uncover? What big questions are you going to answer? The quest is officially yours to begin.